What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to FEEKI Flips, the most dumbed down real estate channel on all of YouTube, because if I can make money doing this, then so can you. We're back with another question of the week episode, and this question gets asked a lot in my Facebook group and the meetup that I run once a month, and it is how to find cash buyers if you're just starting out wholesaling. So we'll go through a couple different things in this video. One, we'll go through a couple of free ways to find some cash buyers. We will go through how I found my first cash buyers when I first started out wholesaling a few years back, and we'll go through probably the easiest way to find cash buyers that I've found so far. So a couple weeks ago, I posted a video titled "The One Thing That You Should Be Focused On When You're First Starting Out in Real Estate Investing and Finding Off-Market Deals." And I actually said in that video that a bunch of new investors always have these questions that aren't really important, and one of them was how to find cash buyers. That being said, I realized that it's a question that keeps coming up. It was a question that I had when I first started out. I'll take the time to answer that question in depth on this video. If you're brand new and you're just getting started out, I would highly recommend watching that video to see what you should actually be focusing on, not just building your cash buyers list when you don't have any deals to sell to your cash buyers list. So finding cash buyers is probably the easiest part about wholesaling, especially when we're in a seller's market like we are across the entire US right now. Inventory is so tight and deals are so hard to come by no matter where you're at. If you find a deal and you lock it up and it's under contract and the numbers are good and you put it on CRAIGSLIST or any local Facebook group that you have, cash buyers will come out of the woodwork to buy that deal from you. That's why I always tell new people, like, don't even worry about it, just focus on finding more deals. But if you insist on building a cash buyers list before you even get going, or you just want to expand your cash buyers list if you've already done a deal or two, a couple of free ways to find cash buyers is literally post an ad on CRAIGSLIST that says, you know, we buy houses or whatever, like you're looking for deals, and cash buyers will respond to it. Or you can put up an ad on CRAIGSLIST that says you're a wholesaler and you're looking for cash buyers. A couple of other online free ways to build your cash buyers list is networking through sites like Bigger Pockets, just making a post in there that says, hey, I'm a wholesaler in this area. A lot of investors will have keywords set up as notifications on Bigger Pockets. So like for us, for Reno, Nevada, you know, I have the keywords set up for Reno, Nevada, Sparks, anything like that. So anytime someone types in Reno, I'll get an email and then we can see what's going on in the local community. Also, just finding local Facebook groups that you can be a part of. I run a Facebook group and it's called Reno Real Estate Investors. So again, if you're in Los Angeles, I'm sure you could just type in Los Angeles real estate and a bunch of different Facebook groups will come up. So you could also just make a post in there that says, hey, I'm a wholesaler looking to build my cash buyers list. You know, send me an email if you want to be added to it and you'll be flooded with cash buyers. Probably my favorite free way of finding cash buyers is going to local real estate investor meetups. A lot of areas have like an official RIA, real estate investor group, and then there's a bunch of like offshoot groups of that. I run one once a month. There's, you know, quite a few, 3 or 4 in this area. So you can go there and just meet people face to face. There's a ton of new people at almost every meetup that I go to that are just trying to get into wholesaling or just trying to figure out how to do their first deal. So I was scared shitless to go to my first meetup, and now I run one, and I met the people that I ended up doing my first couple deals with at that first meetup. So don't be scared to go. Just go and say, hey, I'm a wholesaler. I'm looking to get into wholesaling. You know, I'd love to meet any cash buyers. If there's any here, there'll be some there, and then you can start building your list that way and get that face-to-face contact and start building those relationships that will be important for you later on in your career. So how did I actually build my cash buyers list? So I actually did what I tell people not to do now when I first started. I was focused on building my cash buyers list instead of focused on finding more deals or getting more leads to fill up that pipeline to become deals. So like I already mentioned in this video, the first thing I did was put an ad on CRAIGSLIST that just said, I'm a wholesaler and I'm looking to build my cash buyers list. And a bunch of people would just respond and say, you know, I'm a cash buyer, or they would call the number that was on there, and you get to talk to these people and start kind of figuring out what people are looking for and start building your list that way. Now, your downside to this, you know, I still have a list with mostly people from this era on it, and I will say that this cash buyers list is of low quality, to say the least. You know, these are people that I've never heard from again, where they're people that we email once a month or every time that we do a deal. I still blast it out to the cash buyers list. And you know, people will respond like, take me off your list, you know, I'm not interested. So they're just like looky-loos, a lot of them, that are like, yeah, I want to deal, and like maybe you find one and you send it to them. Most of the people that respond off Craigslist won't be legit, but there will be, you know, maybe 1 out of 10 that are actual buyers that you can definitely do your first couple deals with. Now, another thing I did when I first started to build the list, and I don't remember exactly which department or which county department I hit up to pull this data, and every county across the US is going to be different, but I hit up Washoe County, which is our county here in Reno, Nevada, and I asked for a list of people that have bought more than one house in cash in the last 12 months. Because me being brand new, just starting out, I thought, okay, if you've bought more than one house in cash in a year, you're probably a flipper or a rental investor or something like that. So I was able to find the correct department through the county system and just sent them an email. You know, it's all public record, at least here. So eventually someone did send me this list that had about 80 people on it, 75 or 80 people that fit that criteria. So once I got the list, I wrote up a basic letter that just said, you know, hey, I'm a wholesaler. Are you still buying? And I hand stuffed 75 envelopes. I hand addressed them, you know, sent them out manually, spent all this time doing that. And out of 75 people that had bought more than one house in cash in the last 12 months in Washoe County, only one person wrote back. And this is a guy that I still do a lot of business with today. And all he said, I think I put my email and my phone number on there, and he ended up emailing me, and he just said, add me to your list, we're still buying. And that was it. So I went through all this trouble to pulling this data manually and then manually stuffing all these envelopes and sending out this mail to get one response. But now the technology has changed a bit, and there's a much easier way to do this. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and go through exactly how you can do this same exact process in about 4 seconds. All right, so there's a pretty cool service called PropStream, and this is a great service not only for pulling lists and public data and all that, but also for comping properties if you don't have MLS access. So I'll walk you guys through how you can find cash buyers on PropStream. There's a couple different ways. So basically, I'm just going to type in a county here in Nevada. You can do city or county, whatever. So we'll pull up Washoe County here, and they actually have a deal right here that says cash buyers. And I guess these are all the cash transactions that have happened. Now, a lot of these are going to be retail buyers and not flippers, or not someone that you want to add to your cash buyers list. But they also have a deal here. Let me see. If you go into filter, let me get rid of this, and quick list, they actually have a flippers category here. So now we can go through these ones, and now however their system determines that this is a flipper, they may or may not be a flipper, but there are a lot of flippers on here. I went through a little bit earlier and double checked. But if we go into here, and if we go over to transaction history, we can see right here that this thing was bought February 26th of 2021. The date today is May 11th, 2021. So in 3 months, we have a cash sale. And now, you know, you can go through these photos since it's listed on MLS. Okay, this is clearly a flipped property. It's been remodeled, and we're up for sale 3 months after the last transaction date. So this is definitely a flipper here. Some of the properties in here will not be flippers. They're just, you know, 2 cash transactions that have happened in somewhat recent time frame. Like this one here, listing date of 2019, and then now it's active on MLS again. So this is probably someone that bought it, you know, a couple years ago. Market's appreciated like crazy, and now they think it's a good time to sell it. This may or may not be a flipper. You can go in and see if it's in an entity. You know, a lot of flippers, some of them will have weird LLC names like ours. That's just letters. Some of them will say like investment group or property fund or something like that. Those are pretty safe bet that those are investors. But anyway, so once you find a flipper, now I'm going to go on to our county assessor website, Washoe County Assessor, and this will be different for whatever county you're in as well. I'm going to go through the real property data here, and now I'm just going to search that LLC. So now, you know, this is okay. This is a flipper. They bought the property 2 months or 3 months ago. They're reselling the property. They remodeled it. Clearly a flipper, but how much volume are they doing? Okay, this person has 5 deals going on right now. This is probably a person that you'd want to add to your buyers list, because if they have the capability to do 5 projects at one time, they're probably not going to screw you around during closing, and they want more deals to do. Whereas someone could be flipping one house at a time using their own money, or just as a side project or whatever. Maybe they don't want another deal. Or maybe, you know, they just don't really have a machine that can handle more than one deal yet if they're just starting out. And you'll find some people, you know, maybe you'll find someone with 10 or 20 going on at one time. You know, these are big buyers, and they're obviously capable of doing more than they're doing now. So those are great people to add to your list. Now, like I said, PropStream is a pretty great tool if you don't have access to MLS, because, you know, you can do some property research as well. So I'll just go into that one, Sparks. So if you're getting leads and stuff, this is a good tool to have, because we can go in, it has estimated equity, it has estimated value, which I can tell is about 60,000 short on this one, but you know, market's crazy right now. So you can do nearby listings, you know, check out what else is going on, check out what's going on the MLS nearby. So this is a pretty nifty tool if you don't have access to the MLS, and you can pull data on here. That's mostly what we use it for, is pulling lists to market to, whether we're texting, cold calling, mailing, all that stuff. So this is a pretty awesome tool. If you go into the description on this video, there's a link down there that'll take you right to PropStream. We're set up as an affiliate with them. So if you guys want to sign up for it, hit that link in the description and go check it out. It's 99 bucks a month, but if you're doing this seriously, like honestly going through the process of stuffing all of those envelopes, paying for the postage, paying for the envelopes all the time, 99 bucks just for 1 month to find my cash buyers list and make it manually that way, instead of having one response from 75 pieces of mail, would have been well worth it. And then hopefully you guys can start doing some deals, and 99 bucks a month is not that bad for a tool you can use in 5 different ways, not just one. So in previous videos, my wholesale video, how to do a wholesale deal front to back, the one thing that you should be focusing on as a new investor, I've mentioned in both those videos that building your cash buyers list is kind of irrelevant, and you really only need one solid buyer to get deals done. And that's true. It is good to have a couple different buyers in your back pocket, at least that do different things. So anyone that's buying flips around that median home value, all their numbers are going to look pretty similar as far as what their purchase price is on these houses. It might fluctuate a little bit, but you probably do want someone that's buying more higher end flips, the $1 million houses, someone that does rentals, and maybe someone that does vacant land, an agent that wants retail listings. You know, it's good to have all these buyers and people in your back pocket in case you do get leads that aren't just your cookie cutter flips that are medium value homes. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's irrelevant to have like 200, 300, 500 people on your buyers list as a wholesaler, because then, you know, you have to blast it out to the list. You have to hold open houses, you have bidding wars, so you might make more money because other people can pay more here and there. But if you just go to the same few people, it does make it a lot easier. You know, maybe you only shop the deal to 3 really legit buyers in your area. Now you know that these guys are going to perform when they say they're going to perform. There's not going to be any drama. Kind of goes back to all those looky-loos that I had on my list at the beginning. You know, I was blasting out deals to these people. Mostly you never get a response. The ones that do, you know, maybe they're legit, and if they're not, then they want a month to close and they don't have the cash, and you know, they're not just like finely tuned machines that buy a bunch of deals and really know what they're doing and understand that speed is the name of the game when you're wholesaling or flipping. So the point is, you know, just if you're going to build a buyers list, just focus on getting, you know, 5 or 10 really legit buyers on there that are able to buy deals from you. They do what they say they're going to do. It'll make your life a lot easier, and it really takes half the work out of wholesaling, just being able to call up a buyer. I have a deal, email them the details. They say, yes, we'll buy it at this amount, assign it to them, and your work is done. So that about wraps it up for this episode. Make sure to drop a comment down below if you have questions about anything that I just went over, or anything about real estate investing, so I can answer it on future question of the week episodes. Smash that like button for us, help us out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe, stay up to date with all the content that we're dropping, question of the week videos, and our more vlog style episodes where we go through each phase of each project that we have going on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.